United win 4-2 despite VAR robbery. How the Red Devils overcame controversy and brilliant goalkeeping. Welcome to United News, where we celebrate Manchester United victories, while also telling you the truth about the controversies and challenges faced along the way. When your team wins despite everything going against them, when they overcome shocking VAR decisions and brilliant opposition performances, when they show character and determination to get 3 points regardless of the obstacles, that is a story worth telling properly. That someone is us. Manchester United beat Brighton 4-2 at Old Trafford to make it 3 consecutive Premier League wins for the first time under Ruben Amorim. But this victory came despite VAR denying a clear penalty on Amad Diallo, despite a harsh yellow card on Patrick Dorgu, and despite Brighton goalkeeper Sen Lamens producing one of the best individual performances you will see all season. Let me take you through everything that happened in this thrilling, controversial, ultimately triumphant afternoon at Old Trafford. The victory that nearly got away. Let me start with the most important thing. Manchester United won 4-2. 3 consecutive Premier League victories for the first time under Ruben Amorim. Momentum building. Confidence growing. Progress being made. This was not an easy victory. This was not United dominating from start to finish and cruising to a comfortable win. This was a hard-fought battle where United had to overcome numerous obstacles to get the 3 points. Brighton made it difficult. Their goalkeeper was sensational. Controversial refereeing decisions went against United. There were moments when it looked like United might drop points despite playing well. But United found a way. They scored for goals. They kept pushing forward. They refused to be denied. This is exactly the kind of character and determination that successful teams show. The final scoreline of 4-2 suggests a comfortable victory. But anyone who watched the match knows it was far more complicated than that. United earned these 3 points the hard way. And that makes the victory even sweeter. When you win despite everything going against you, when you overcome adversity and still get the result, that shows real quality and mental strength. 3 wins in a row finally achieved. Let me emphasize how significant this achievement is for Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. This is the first time Amorim has won 3 consecutive Premier League matches since taking charge last November. Think about that statistic. Nearly a year at the club and he has never managed 3 league wins in a row until now. This underlines just how difficult things have been for United under Amorim. The inconsistency has been painful. Every time momentum started building, United would stumble. Every time hope appeared, disappointment followed quickly. But finally, United have put together a proper winning run. Sunderland at home, Liverpool at Anfield, now Brighton at Old Trafford. 3 straight victories. 9 points from 9. This is what building momentum looks like. This is what progress feels like. This is United finally showing they can string together consistent results. The psychological boost of achieving this milestone cannot be overstated. Players will believe more in themselves and in Amorim's methods. The atmosphere around the club will improve. Expectations will rise in a positive way. Now the challenge is to keep it going. Make it 4 wins in a row. Then 5. Build a sustained run that gets United back into contention for top 4 and beyond. The Amad Diallo penalty that should have been. Now let me address the major controversy that marred what should have been a straightforward celebration of victory. The penalty that was not given to Manchester United. Midway through the first half, with United leading but Brighton still very much in the match, Amad Diallo burst into Brighton's penalty area. His pace was electric. His feet were lightning quick. Defenders were struggling to keep up. Maxim de Kuiper, Brighton's defender, lunged in desperately from behind. He got a slight touch on the ball, but his trailing leg clearly wiped out Diallo. Amad tumbled to the turf in the penalty area. Old Trafford erupted. 70,000 fans screaming for a penalty. It looked clear. Obvious. Stonewall. The referee waved play on. No penalty. VAR checked the incident. Surely this time VAR would do its job and overturn an obvious error. Surely common sense would prevail. But no. VAR decided there was no clear and obvious error. Because de Kuiper touched the ball first, VAR deemed this was not a penalty. The decision stood. Gary Neville, commentating for Sky Sports, said, "It's dangerous to go in like that, but he just clips the ball." Even Neville acknowledged the dangerous nature of the challenge. United fans were furious. "That's a stonewall penalty on Ahmed. How was that not given?" was the universal reaction on social media and around Old Trafford. The Premier League's Match Centre confirmed the VAR decision stood because De Kuiper played the ball first. But this explanation defies common sense when you watch the replays properly. Yes, the defender touched the ball, but he also completely took out Diallo in a dangerous, reckless challenge from behind. In modern football, touching the ball does not give you immunity to foul the opponent. This was a clear penalty that VAR got wrong. United fans have every right to feel aggrieved about this decision. Patrick Dorgu's harsh yellow card. As if the penalty injustice was not enough, Manchester United were hit with another controversial officiating decision when Patrick Dorgu was shown a yellow card. Dorgu is a young defender still learning the Premier League. He went in for a tackle on Brighton's Adam Smith. Dorgu clearly won the ball. His timing was good. The follow-through contact was minimal. But referee Peter Banks immediately reached for his yellow card. Former referee Keith Hackett called it an amazing error, saying, "Dorgu played the ball, not the man. That was never a yellow." Even some Brighton supporters admitted it was a soft booking. This yellow card affected the rest of Dorgu's match. He had to be careful about every challenge. He could not commit fully for fear of a second yellow. It handicapped him defensively. Fortunately, unlike the penalty decision, this harsh yellow card did not end up costing United the victory. But it easily could have if Brighton had targeted Dorgu more aggressively knowing he was on a booking. Sen Lamens, brilliant despite defeat. Now let me talk about the one Brighton player who almost single-handedly kept his team in this match. Sen Lamens, their young Belgian goalkeeper, produced an absolutely sensational performance. Despite conceding 4 goals, Lamens was actually brilliant. How is that possible? Because he made save after save after save. Without him, United would have scored 7 or 8. In the first half, Lamens made a fingertip save from Rasmus Højlund's header that looked destined for the top corner. It was an incredible piece of goalkeeping that drew gasps from the Old Trafford crowd. In the second half, he produced a stunning double save, first denying Danny Welbeck and then somehow recovering to stop Mintea's follow-up attempt. In added time, with Brighton desperately trying to get back into the match, Lamens made another brilliant reaction save with his leg to deny Georginio Rutter from close range. Throughout the 90 minutes, Lamens looked calm, composed, and confident. His distribution was excellent. His positioning was perfect. His decision-making was mature beyond his years. Jermaine Jenas on BBC Sport said, "That's a top-class performance, calm, brave, and mature beyond his years." Gary Neville praised how Lamens' confidence radiated through the entire Brighton defense, helping them stay organized despite being under constant pressure. The fact that Brighton still lost 4-2 despite this goalkeeping masterclass tells you just how dominant Manchester United were. On another day, with a less inspired goalkeeper in the Brighton goal, this could easily have been 7-2 or 8-2. Lamens deserves enormous credit. He kept Brighton competitive far longer than they deserved to be. His performance was the only reason Brighton managed to score 2 goals and make the scoreline somewhat respectable. How United overcame the obstacles. The most impressive aspect of this Manchester United victory is how they overcame so many obstacles to get the 3 points. VAR denied them a clear penalty. They could have let this affect their mentality and performance. Instead, they kept pushing forward and created more chances. Patrick Dorgu received a harsh yellow card that limited his defensive impact. United adjusted and did not let this weaken them. Brighton's goalkeeper was having the game of his life, making save after save. United could have become frustrated and started forcing things. Instead, they maintained composure and kept creating quality chances until they overwhelmed even an inspired Lamens. Brighton scored 2 goals to make it competitive and give themselves hope. United did not panic or retreat into their shell. They kept attacking and eventually pulled away to a comfortable 4-2 victory. This shows mental strength and maturity. This shows a team that believes in itself and refuses to be denied. This shows the kind of winning mentality that successful teams possess. Under previous managers, United might have drawn this match despite dominating. They might have let the controversial decisions affect them. They might have failed to break down an inspired goalkeeper. But under Amorim, on this day at least, United showed they have what it takes to win even when things are not going perfectly. That is significant progress. The attacking performance was excellent. Let me focus on the positive aspects of Manchester United's performance because they deserve celebration. United scored 4 goals. That is an excellent return and shows the attacking quality in this squad. The forward play was incisive, creative, and clinical when it needed to be. The movement off the ball was excellent. Players were making runs into dangerous areas. They were creating space for teammates. They were overloading Brighton's defense repeatedly. The passing in the final third was sharp and purposeful. United did not waste possession. They moved the ball quickly to create openings. The finishing, while not perfect given how many chances were created, was good enough to score 4 goals. On a day when the opposition goalkeeper was performing heroics, getting 4 past him is an achievement. Multiple players contributed to the goals and the attacking play. This was not a one-man show. It was a team effort with different players stepping up at different moments. This is the kind of attacking performance that Ruben Amorim has been working toward. When United play like this consistently, they will beat most teams in the Premier League. What the 4 goals mean. Scoring 4 goals in a Premier League match is always significant. Let me break down why these 4 goals matter for Manchester United. First, they show that United can be clinical when needed. Despite facing an inspired goalkeeper and being denied a penalty, United still found ways to score enough goals to win comfortably. Second, they demonstrate attacking depth and variety. United are not relying on one player to score all their goals. Different players are contributing. Third, they prove the attacking patterns Amorim has been working on are starting to function properly. The goals came from good build-up play, not just individual moments of brilliance. Fourth, they provide a psychological boost. Scoring 4 goals gives attackers confidence. It makes them believe they can hurt any defense. Fifth, they improve United's goal difference, which could matter at the end of the season for league position or European qualification. These 4 goals are evidence that United's attack is improving under Amorim. With continued work and development, this team could become genuinely dangerous going forward. Brighton's 2 goals, areas for concern. While celebrating the victory, Manchester United must also address the fact that Brighton scored 2 goals at Old Trafford. Conceding 2 goals at home is not ideal. It suggests there are still defensive issues that need to be resolved. Were both goals preventable? Did United make mistakes that led to them? Or were they just good attacking play from Brighton that any defense might have struggled to stop? These are questions Amorim and his coaching staff need to analyze carefully. Clean sheets are important. While 4-2 is a good victory, 4-0 or 4-1 would have been better. United cannot be completely satisfied with their defensive performance even in victory. There is room for improvement. However, context matters. Brighton are a good team who create chances against everyone. Conceding 2 goals to them while scoring 4 is acceptable. It is not perfect, but it is acceptable. The key is to ensure these defensive lapses do not become patterns. United need to work toward more clean sheets while maintaining their improved attacking output. The 3-game winning streak in context. Now let me put this 3-game winning streak in broader context for Manchester United's season. Before these 3 victories, United were struggling. Results were inconsistent. Performances were up and down. Questions were being asked about Amorim and whether he was the right man for the job. But these 3 wins have changed the narrative completely. United beat Sunderland at home. They won at Anfield for the first time in nearly a decade. Now they have beaten Brighton 4-2 at Old Trafford. 9 points from 9. 3 clean sheets in a row broken but 4 goals scored. Momentum building. Confidence growing. This is what success looks like at the start. You put together a run of victories. You start believing in yourselves. You create positive energy around the club. United are not suddenly title contenders. They are not suddenly guaranteed Champions League football. But they are moving in the right direction. If they can extend this winning run to 4, 5, 6 games, suddenly United will be right back in the conversation for top 4. The season will look completely different. That is the challenge now. Build on this success. Do not let it be just a brief purple patch. Make it the foundation of sustained improvement. What this means for Amorim. For Ruben Amorim personally, these 3 consecutive victories are massive. The pressure on him has eased significantly. He has proven he can get results. He has shown his methods can work. He has given United fans reason to believe in his project. The statistic that he had never won 3 league games in a row before now is no longer hanging over him. That particular milestone has been achieved. Amorim will feel vindicated. His tactics are working. His team selections are being proven correct. His substitutions are making impacts. Everything is clicking into place. But Amorim is smart enough to know that 3 wins do not solve everything. There is still so much work to do. United are still far from where they need to be. The challenge now is maintaining this level, keeping the team focused, making sure complacency does not creep in, continuing to improve week by week. If Amorim can do that, if he can sustain this positive momentum, he will establish himself as the right man for Manchester United. But it requires continued hard work and smart decisions. Final thoughts on a victorious day. Manchester United 4, Brighton 2. 3 consecutive Premier League victories. Progress being made. Momentum building. Reasons to be optimistic about the future. Yes, there were controversies. The penalty decision was wrong. The yellow card was harsh. These things should not be forgotten or excused. Yes, Brighton's goalkeeper was brilliant. Sen Lamens deserves enormous credit for an exceptional individual performance even in defeat. Yes, United conceded 2 goals at home, which is not ideal and needs to be addressed. But none of these things should diminish the achievement of winning this match and making it 3 wins in a row. United overcame obstacles. They showed character. They scored for goals. They got 3 points. This is what success looks like. Winning matches even when things are not perfect. Finding ways to get results when the opposition plays well. Showing the mentality of champions. United are not champions yet. They are not even close. But days like this show they might be moving in that direction. If they can build on this, if they can extend this winning run, who knows what this season might bring. For now, United fans should celebrate. 3 wins in a row. For goals scored. Anfield conquered and now Brighton beaten at Old Trafford. These are good times for Manchester United supporters. Enjoy it while it lasts. Football changes quickly. But right now, right this moment, things are looking positive for the Red Devils. Stay connected with United News. Thank you for reading this comprehensive coverage of Manchester United's 4-2 victory over Brighton and all the controversies that accompanied it. Here at United News, we celebrate victories while also keeping it real about the challenges and controversies along the way. The VAR decision was wrong. The yellow card was harsh. But United overcame it all to win 4-2. We will continue bringing you honest, detailed coverage of every Manchester United match. We celebrate the good. We analyze the bad. We always tell you the truth. Keep checking back with United News for all your Manchester United coverage. We are your reliable source for everything Red Devils. What did you think of the match? How good was United's attacking play? Should that Ahmad penalty have been given? Share your thoughts with us and with other United fans. Glory, glory, Man United. 3 wins in a row. For goals scored. This is what we have been waiting for. Let us hope it continues.